A chilling coincidence in the Australian Outback has sparked fears of a sinister connection between two disappearances. A 4-year-old boy vanishes from his grandparents' remote property, and just a day earlier, a man driving erratically abandons his car nearby. Could these cases be linked? Or is it all just a tragic twist of fate? So I'm Joseph Morris, and don't forget to like and subscribe as we dive into this unfolding mystery. Let's start with the heart of the story, the disappearance of young GUS Lamont. On September 27th, 4-year-old Gus was playing on a mound of dirt at his grandparents' sheep station near Yunta in South Australia when he simply vanished. This remote outback property, known as Oak Park Station, is surrounded by vast salt bush plains and thick scrub, terrain that's unforgiving and easy to get lost in. His family reported him missing that same day, triggering an immediate response from authorities. But after an exhaustive 6-day search involving police, volunteers, and drones, they called it off last Friday, leaving everyone stunned and desperate for answers. Now here's where the timeline gets intriguing. Just one day before Gus went missing on September 26, 40-year-old Benjamin disappeared under bizarre circumstances. He was last seen driving a blue 2006 Hyundai Getz with Western Australian plates, 1IGG659, on the Stuart Highway south of Glendabo, about a 2-hour drive from Gus's location. Witnesses, including several truck drivers, reported his vehicle swerving erratically that afternoon, raising immediate concerns. Then, on September 27th, the exact day Gus was reported missing, Benjamin's car was found abandoned in dense scrub about 10 kilometers off the highway at Wirramina. No sign of Benjamin, and details about him remain scarce. We don't know his surname, his family background, or why he was even in the area. Police launched a wide-scale search with SES volunteers, drones, and local trackers. But he's still out there, unaccounted for. The proximity and timing have locals buzzing with questions. How could two people vanish so close together in such a remote spot? Benjamin's erratic driving adds a layer of mystery. Was he in distress, fleeing something, or involved in something more ominous? And then there's the abandoned car, hidden in thick shrubbery as if someone didn't want it found easily. These details have fueled speculation about a possible link to Gus's case. On Saturday, right after police scaled back the search for Gus, they renewed their appeal for information on Benjamin, including dashcam footage from anyone on the Stuart Highway between Port Augusta and Glendabo that day. This move sparked outrage online. One commenter asked, "Where is Gus?" Another wrote, "Scaling back a search for a child but wanting more information on this guy? Sorry, no disrespect to his family, but don't call off a search for a little boy." But the story doesn't stop there. Facing mounting pressure, authorities ramped up efforts for Gus this week. South Australia Police Commissioner Grant Stevens announced the creation of Taskforce Horizon, a specialist group dedicated solely to finding the boy. They've widened the search around the remote sheep station, bringing an 80-strong Army contingent to assist. Yet challenges are piling up. On Wednesday, howling 50-kilometer-per-hour winds and temperatures soaring past 34 degrees Celsius forced them to wrap up early, around 3 p.m. They plan to start at dawn on Thursday, but stop by noon to avoid the heat. The dirt track leading to the property is turning into a nightmare. Thick bulldust hiding deep ruts that bog down a van full of Army personnel. And here's a weird detail that highlights the dangers. Searchers have spotted several brown snakes slithering through the salt bush. Media on site were warned to stay vigilant and head straight to the ambulance if bitten. Thankfully, no one's been hurt so far, but it underscores how treacherous this landscape is. So midway through this tale, I have to pause and ask, what do you think happened to Gus and Benjamin? Is there a connection, or is the Outback just that unpredictable? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Shifting to expert insights, former New South Wales homicide detective Gary Jubilin, who handled the William Tyrrell case, shared his perspective. He told Daily Mail Australia that police would be considering all angles, whether Gus wandered off in a misadventure, encountered wildlife given the rugged land, or if there was human intervention. Gary emphasized that things can be missed, minute things can be missed. Then there's a tracker and former policeman Aaron Stewart, who's assisted in the investigation. He believes the key lies back on the property. Aaron suggested go back, rethink it, re-interview everyone, but take them back not 30 minutes. Take them back a week, adding that if they can keep the trackers on foot, not on quad bikes or motorbikes, because a good tracker needs to stay close to the ground. Adding to the tension, rumors are swirling online. A viral but fake image circulated showing Gus being bundled into a car by an unfamiliar man heightened fears, even though it's been debunked. Commissioner Stevens stressed there's nothing to suggest foul play, but he assured that nothing is off the table. Officers are exploring every possibility to recover Gus for his family, who are cooperating fully. As the search presses on, the community holds its breath, wondering if these two cases will converge or remain separate enigmas. In my opinion, this case highlights the brutal realities of the Australian outback. Vast, isolated, and full of hidden dangers like snakes and extreme weather that can turn a routine day deadly. But the timing between Gus and Benjamin feels too coincidental to ignore. It raises questions about whether Benjamin's erratic behavior points to something more sinister, perhaps even involving the child. Authorities need to dig deeper into Benjamin's background to rule out any links, because until they do, families like Gus's will live in agonizing uncertainty. It's a reminder that in such remote areas, every detail matters, and I hope Taskforce Horizon brings closure soon. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe and leave a comment because I try to read everyone. Thank you.